Hello, this is Jamie, and this is Supplier News. For today's small business news, April 10th, 2021, we're going to be discussing the new Facebook survey, which highlights small businesses and their struggles over the past couple of months. As always, if you like the content we provide, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, as well as a comment, help the algorithm, and then also share with other people who you think may be interested in this information. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, what we're looking at is the summary of a recent Global State of Small Business report by Facebook. It was just released very recently, and it covers February, as you can see here. For this report, they surveyed more than 35,000 small business leaders across 27 countries and territories in February. All right. If you are looking for what I just showed was the summary of the report, which we're going to be discussing. However, if you want to take a look at the full report, I'll also leave a link in the description below. It's about 50 pages ish, but something that you can kind of take a look at if you would like to know more. Now, as you can see, with the piece here, they kind of start off with the paragraph here. Nearly a quarter reported their businesses were closed, up from 16% in October, and not far from the 29% that happened in May, which was the largest amount of closures. Pretty interesting that we're looking at that. I did show a survey that highlighted March, where it appeared as if companies, small businesses were coming back and essentially preparing themselves for the summer, when it is expected that a lot of things, in particular in the U.S., are going to be opening up. What we're seeing from Facebook in February is that leading up to that March timeframe, there were a lot of closures. Again, that's crazy. Nearly 24% that reported were closed. Now, I want to keep here. It says closed, right? It doesn't say that they went out of business. It doesn't say that they're closed for good. Closed can mean a lot of things. For example, in Europe, some of the countries have returned to, or at least around February, some countries did return to pandemic policy where they asked businesses to close, or to they just reenacted things they were doing in the summer of last year. So that may be an issue to that. Maybe people are closing their facilities, but they may be opening up digitally. We don't know exactly what that means, but so it doesn't mean that they're going out of business. It's just they may be doing something that we're just not aware of. But as we kind of look deeper into that, as you can see here, worryingly, just over half of those surveyed were confident in their ability to continue operations for at least 6 months. Basically, again, so we saw this in the last survey that I spoke about, where the majority, or at least half, had funds only to last a month or less, or 2 weeks in a lot of cases. So we're seeing the same thing here when it comes to Facebook. However, with that being said, it does seem as if we're moving more towards where we were pre-pandemic. Now, remember, just in general, small businesses just regularly before the pandemic hit basically had enough capital to survive about a month anyway. So that was an issue before this. That was just exacerbated by the pandemic. But it does seem as if we're moving closer to the median, which again, it was something that we still need to get right. But so just kind of a comment on that. So we do have a lot of pieces on global. I don't typically cover kind of global small businesses here, but I'll just kind of rattle off a couple of numbers here just in case you're curious. As you can see, this time they're on average 6 points more likely to be closed globally versus I'm sorry. So we're breaking up between women and men. I apologize. So as you can see, if you're comparing women to men, again, that's 6% more likely to be closed on a global perspective. Biggest gap we're in Europe and Latin America, as you can see. And then in Portugal and Germany, for example, closure rates were 29 and 28% higher for women-led businesses. As we kind of move forward, now we're kind of taking a U.S. approach here. When you're looking at minority businesses, very similar to women-led businesses across the globe, we're 6 percentage point higher. And then in addition, almost 2/3 of Black-led businesses and 46% of Hispanic-led ones reported a drop in sales that was over 50%. So seeing a lot of small businesses being hit here. Again, I'm going to push what I pushed in the last review, which is that well, let me speak to the U.S. Right, I can't speak to countries outside of the U.S., but in the U.S. specifically, due to the progress that we've made thus far, it does appear as if the bulk of the nation will be open by the summer as long as we continue with what we're doing. So we do see a lot of small businesses that are expecting to hire, have their products ready by the summer, and then that kind of go forth from there. Again, per the last survey, the very big concern here is that consumers are going to come back, but they're not going to spend as much money as they did previously. But we're not going to know that until the summer. So we are saying this. This is not good news. However, once we reach the summer, we're really going to be able to see through these surveys kind of what's going on. So essentially, these companies are just preparing for that. And this is just one of the pieces. There is a silver lining. Facebook does talk about digital tools and how more companies are offering things online, which is good. That is something that they should be knowing. Obviously, Facebook has their own online marketplace that they're going to promote kind of at the end here, which I have no problem with them doing. But especially when you're talking about people who are using Facebook, Amazon, and the like online, so they're definitely going to push that as they should. But again, what we're seeing here, summary here is that not good news. We are seeing closures that are mimicking almost highs during the pandemic. But the good news is that we do know that, in particular in the U.S., things will be opening, which may give small businesses opportunities to connect back with consumers and get them back into their stores buying things. So, okay. With that being said, as always, thank you so much for listening to our reviews here. If you have a comment or question, definitely leave one in the video below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share with other people who you think may be interested in this content. Thank you so much, and have a great day.